Let's get to the most polarizing song on this list. It's Rookie. Boom.
Go.
I gave it a 5.
Warren.
Anita gave it a 6. Warren gave it a 9.
The fucking chorus is absurd.
Yeah.
I agree. It is one of those choruses that repeat the hell out of each other, but it makes a lot of sense. Does it? I don't know. Whatever. I fucking like it. What do you want me to do about it?
All right, this is the Red Velvet Soju Bomb Part 1. We covered the Seraphim songs last week. We're going to do a 2-week Red Velvet Soju scoring bonanza with Red Velvet. We picked 20 of their most notable title tracks. We probably didn't include one of the tracks you liked, but we're sorry about that. But we've decided to have 2 eras, pre-Soju Talk, post-Soju Talk after we started the podcast. This is the pre-Soju Talk era, the first 10 songs we're going to cover. We got 10 songs, a total of 616 scores were done, which is crazy.
Oh, wow.
That means about 61 people helped us out on this if they voted for all of the songs, which is great.
Yeah.
Let's just get into it. We decided because we're doing 10 songs, we're just going to reveal the score for each song and then talk about it, right? I think that's what we came to that decision.
Okay.
The first song, the debut song, Happiness. Let's see the score. 3, 2, 1.
Oh.
Boom.
Okay. Do you want to read the scores real quick?
I'll read it.
Okay.
I gave it a 6. Anita gave Happiness a 6. Warren gave it a 5. SojuTalk Nation gave it a 6.12, with its average score being a 5.78.
Okay. I feel like that's a solid number.
Okay.
Yeah. We're almost all on the same page.
This makes sense to me.
Yeah.
I was between a 5 and a 6.
Yeah? Okay. To me, I feel like in this first half of their career, this is kind of their weak point.
Yeah, I rewatched the music video. I listened to the song a couple of times, and I felt this one in particular. I don't know why. It felt like it was. I felt it as the most dated, if that makes sense. Where,
Definitely.
like, the music video, the graphics, the editing they used, some of the styling, and the sound itself too. It felt like, oh yeah, this is very much of that era. Whereas when I saw some of the other songs, I was like, oh no, this feels quite modern still. This feels like I could have heard it this year. But this wasn't the case for the debut, and that's okay. It's the first thing.
I was one of the people. Okay, I ran before. This was when Happiness dropped. This was before I was like really, really into K-pop. But I did check out Happiness because, I mean, like, it's an SM girl group. I listen to Korean music. You check it out at some point. I've actually grown warmer to the song than I have in the past because I thought the chorus was really annoying. I thought
The chorus, yeah.
I was a little emo kid back then, and I was like, happiness, like
Not my aesthetic.
too happy. I've come around to it a little bit, and I do think, if anything, it fits their age really well, and you can kind of tell how much better these kids have gotten in terms of their vocal capabilities throughout the years. Happiness was a good start. I think it kind of resembles some of the late day SNSD stuff or like some of the midday FX stuff. I don't know. It was fun, but like not something I particularly desired to go back to.
I remember when this came out and I'm watching it and I'm like, what's going on? Why do we have like 4 different flavors going? Like, they really went color specific with this. And I remember that being like, why we got 4? And I remember someone told me like, you gotta check out this group. They have this Irene girl. She's so pretty, right? She is really pretty, objectively. Let's all agree on that. But I remember watching this, I'm like, they're all pretty. Which one is that girl? And I remember them saying,
it's a good thing.
I forgot which color one, but let's say she was blue. I remember them. No, it's the blue one. The blue one.
She's pink. She's actually pink.
She's pink. I remember when this happened.
Is this the Power Rangers? Is that what it is?
Yeah, I was just like, wow, we have really specific colors. And I thought, what if they hold these girls to these colors the whole time? Like, I was thinking maybe that's what they were going to do.
Damn.
But I remember listening to the song and being like, this is... Because you have to think, like, FX was... At this point in 2014, was FX done? I don't remember.
No, it was before they were done.
No.
This was after Foley had left the group, but it was before they dropped.
Yeah. I remember FX was doing their thing. I remember Sonyoshide was also doing their thing, and I was like, man, we got another SM group. It did feel like a big deal at the time.
It did. Yeah.
It did. But honestly, I remember listening to the song. Even now, I'm like, it's okay. It's okay. Not my favorite. It's all right though, right? So I think that's how people got to this score. And I think it's okay, right?
Yeah, it's fine.
I'm not.
Yeah.
I think it's a pretty first score. Let's go to the next song. Then we had that period where they did, like, they covered one song. What was the name of the one they covered?
They
Be
covered the
Natural.
SDS track.
Be Natural,
Yeah.
and then they did Automatic. And let's reveal the score for Automatic.
All right, Anita, read the scores for Automatic.
Oh, okay. We got Doug with an 8. I give it an 8. Warren gave it a 6. The Nation gave it a 6.85. With it, so the average being 7.21.
Oh man, it just you
Okay.
guys are just making me out to be a hater. Why? Okay, convince me. Why is Automatic good? Why is Automatic an 8 worthy song?
Okay, to me, okay, I was rewatching these music videos, re-listening to the songs in order. So I went in order of Happiness to Automatic and so on and so forth. The jump in the quality and some, like, they felt even more mature just from
Yes.
that
yes.
that comeback,
Yeah.
quote unquote comeback. That was really impressive to me now. Like, looking at it now, I was like, wow, they really pulled it off that quickly. And it's convincing. I think the song is very, I think Doug mentioned this, how in the podcast when we were talking about XG, where it's very, very slow, right? It's not a upbeat track, not super high energy, but it is very interesting, or at least to me, because of the vocals, because of how the melodies were directed, the top line was directed in the chorus. I thought the layering was really, really nice too. Again, I had forgotten, like, the music video concept. Like, it was very, like, black and white, very, very chic, very, I don't know. I feel like I had a rediscovery of the song recently because of this.
Rediscovery? I never lost this song.
Oh, you never forgot it?
Are you kidding me?
The thing is, I knew I liked the song, but I feel like I remembered why I liked it so much.
I have always been a humongous fan of this song. Okay, so I saw this Happiness joined, and I was like, all right, you guys are a little too happy. Like, chill.
Okay.
And then we got Be Natural into Automatic, and especially Automatic, I was like, this is the sexiest shit ever, I thought, you know? It's just a really sexy vibe of a song, right? With the music video. I was like, this is awesome. And this is the song that got the hooks in for me, you know? I was like, this group is amazing. I remember that specifically. I was like, this is so much better than this Happiness bullshit. And I was like, this is the group. Yeah, I literally remember thinking this was awesome. So why is this just aight?
Okay. Automatic is a track I had to listen to for the first time because of this content we're doing.
Oh.
Right, because this was before I was, like, into K-pop. Remember, like, this was
Right.
2015 March. Transparency, like, this is before I met you guys. I was still in high school. You know what I mean?
That's
Like,
true.
Yeah.
Correct.
I'm dating myself here. I think Automatic is a nice R&B track. I love the production. It's very clean, simple. But I do think it's, and this will be a theme we return to, but like Automatic is one of those very vocal heavy tracks that showcase the vocal side of these members very heavily. I just didn't fully think it was there yet. In all honesty, felt like it fell a little short. Maybe it's because I was listening to these songs back to back, these title tracks. But later on, it became very clear that, you know, they have the red concept and the velvet concept, and, you know, there's a little bit of argument about whether something is red or velvet, or, you know, maybe both red and velvet. But this one is like very standard, the, you know, velvet kind of track where it's like, it's very clean, it's calm, it's reserved, it's a little more emotional rather than being high energy. It's very vocal focused. And I thought I liked it. I had a good time. I wasn't skipping it or anything. It's just compared to some of the other tracks that were very clearly in the same lane, I didn't really find myself coming back to this one as much.
You know what it is. It's a product of the times, though. Like, if you had seen this in 2015 March, you would have a higher score, in my opinion. Like, like when okay, let's just put it this way. This song was the introductory of Sulgi. Like, honestly, when they have the beginning part, right? They're doing that weird feast thing, right? That on the table.
Oh yeah.
And then when Sulgi stood up from the table and walked to the sink, I was like, "Who the f is this?" You know, I remember thinking that. I thought that was an amazing shot back in the day.
You're saying I had to be there to get it.
Honestly,
but isn't that also saying it's aged really badly?
Maybe, but for me it hasn't. But Anita, you know what I'm talking about, right? In 2015, in 2015, this shit was mind blowing.
Okay,
I thought
I have a 6. 6 is good on our scale. I thought the song was good.
I know. It ended up with a 7.21. That's a fine score.
Yeah,
like that's fine. But man, this was amazing back in the day. Woo! And then Ice Cream, which I would say is like the start of the Red Velvet real run. You know what I mean? Like, I think this is when it popped off for sure.
All right, let's talk about Ice Cream Cake. Yeah. Doug, show me the scores. I'll read them this time. All right. 3, 2, 1. Doug gave it a 7. Anita gave it a 6. What the fuck? I gave it a 7. Nation gave it a 6.64. Average comes down to a satanic 6.66. There we go. 6.66.
So this is one of those songs that, like, talking about a song that I don't think aged all that well. Like, I think at the time this was so hype. Back then, this was like the most hype shit ever. Like, wow, back then this was amazing, right? But now in 2025, I listen to it, I'm like, we were this hype over this song? Like, I think about that sometimes.
Really? This is also a song I ran into for this content. I had heard the song here and there before, to be transparent. This was pushed a little more. Okay, Automatic and Ice Cream Cake were both the double title to the EP Ice Cream Cake, but Automatic was the Velvet track, Ice Cream Cake was the red track. This one got a little bit more pushed towards the general public. Also, this was the music video Doug showed me when I hung out at his fucking apartment later on in the day.
This shit was hype.
Was it?
This shit was hype.
It was hype because I remember, I think it was Giddy or somebody who wore like a Michigan sweatshirt, and we grew up in Michigan at that point. We were doing school there.
Yeah, and we were like, this girl's one of us. I remember thinking.
Yeah, because this was before Chloe joined K-pop, and she was actually from Michigan. Anyways, I don't know. I think the song aged fine. It's it's very straightforward electro pop. It's very. There are points to it where, the motif where they do la 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 la, that thing.
That's amazing.
That
classic.
I felt like that really brings this song together. It's got this kind of dark fairy tale-esque aesthetic that goes through Red Velvet, through the entire discography. And I want to believe it begins here, really. Some people will say Russian Roulette, some people will say Dum Dum. I think it begins here. So you have this juxtaposition of this hyper sugary mood with these melodic, toy pianos, and then these glitchy, hyper electronic synths. I don't know. I thought it really worked well to provide an alternative to the bubblegum pop girl group sound that we were getting back in the day.
Anita, briefly, why is this a 6? Why not higher?
For me, and I think my opinion of it hasn't really changed from when it was released to now. I thought I understand why it was hype and then why people liked it. I think to me it felt a little too busy. Like, when I re-listened to it, I realized, like, oh yeah, the switch from like the motif that they use, and then the verses, and then going into the chorus, and then the repetition of the ice cream,
you scream, give me that ice cream.
Yeah, I can see it and I know why it's catchy, but I just feel like it was a little.
It is a lot. It is a lot.
Like, too many things at once. But I do agree with the comment that Warren made, that this was the start of Red Velvet really pushing more of the, not whimsical sound, but like a lot of different things going on, and not necessarily like super like straightforward concepts. Because I think after this, it started to get like, oh yeah, like the concepting, the sound is way like it, I think it became more fun, like the visually too. I don't know. I understand it. I just it's not for me, I guess.
I think that is something to call out. Where like SM really SM in the 2010s was doing some experimental things with pop music, trying to push how far they can get with this SMP bullshit, and kind of some of it works really well. Some of the stuff they did with Shiny and FX, I think, were some top tier level shit. Ice Cream Cake was where I started to realize that SM is maybe interested in continuing that pattern with Red Velvet. I don't know. I didn't hate it, but at the same time, I do think it's a lot. It is a lot to take in. I think if it maybe dropped 4 or 5 years later, people would have been calling this noise pop, hyper pop, that sort of thing.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
Y'all also, I don't know if you remember back in 2015, but this was when Red Velvet pops off with the song Irene becomes extremely popular, right off of that. And I remember she would, like, this was the first time I'm like, this girl's the rapper. Like, we don't got no one else. Like, no offense to Irene, but y'all know what I mean, right? And I was like, I guess she's the rapper in this group.
I actually really like the rap in this track.
You like that?
Pops 내 발에 녹아 내리는 줄.
You like that?
It
Okay.
just flows really well. And then Joy's like, I have no interest in the bag. Thank you.
All right. This is a fun song, though. All right, let's go to Dum Dum. We do have to get through this all. So, 3, 2, 1. I gave it an 8. Anita gave it a 10. Lauren gave it an 8. SojuTalk Nation gave it a 7.72. So by giving it a 10, Anita, you think this is a contender for your top 5 favorite K-pop songs or best K-pop songs of all time? Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think I'm a little biased here though, because I think for me, the album for which this is the title track, Dum Dum was the title track for the Red. I believe it was their first full-length studio album.
It is, yes.
I love that album. I think it's one of my favorites of like project that a K-pop group has done so far. Like one of my top 10 probably. And Dum Dum, I think, felt like it was very much if Ice Cream Cake was the start, right, of like mainstream popularity popping off, for me, Dum Dum solidified it. Like with the dance, the performance, the concept. I just thought it was super fun.
Can I be honest?
It's one of my favorite eras from them, for sure.
I think the fact that Michael Jackson rap section exists means you can't give it a 10.
Really? What? I thought it was fun.
That's a great rap section.
Bro, that's like pissing on Mike's grave, I thought, dude. But I still think that, dude. I think that part's horrendous.
Don't you leave me alone.
I still think that's an Warren. We gotta get the screen back in line. Maybe it's me. I don't really know. But I always thought that like that section was diabolical. I still do, even though I think the song's a great song.
I don't think it's that bad. I think it gives it some charm.
I think it's great. I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Okay, whatever. I think it's diabolical.
I think the rest of the song is great. It's the thing with Dum Dum is we'll start to realize is Dum Dum. I think Dum Dum began this trend of we're gonna pick a word and we're gonna repeat the fucking hell out of it, kind of a trend for Red Velvet. Because they do this a lot. They did it with Rookie. They did it with RBB.
Kpop.
They did it with what's the other one? Zimzalabim. Yeah, like. But I think it works best in Dum Dum just because of how well it's, of how I don't know, of how absurd it is almost. The thing is, like, the arrangement works so well to kind of support that. Like, there is a great use of the brass hits. The arrangement itself is pretty minimal, but like pushed out frantically so that it has a very high energy to it. I thought that was really nice.
Also legendary robot dance break. It's one of like that redeemed. That's what redeemed the song for me. That whole part I thought was awesome. Still,
I also think this is where their vocals really started coming together.
Oh yes.
Like this, it's albeit it's not a Velvet track, it's not a ballad, it's not an R&B track, whatever. But like you could tell in those short moments, boom, they were popping off. Just those one-liners.
Ad-libs, yeah.
Ad-libs.
Yep. Warren, you wrote it's a trap dance pop
It is.
track. Yep, that makes sense. Yeah. All right, let's move on to they got really velvet with this next one of these nights, right? Damn.
Oh, yes.
Let's see what the scores are, Anita. I'm gonna have you read them out. 3, 2, 1.
Okay. Doug gave it a 7. I gave it an 8. Warren gave it a 7. The Nation gave it a 7.09. So the average is 7.27.
This seems like
What
a pretty straightforward 7.
What a beautiful music video for this one. Holy crap.
It is.
Yeah.
And this song, whether they intended to or not, is really tied with the Sewol ferry disaster too, as well.
That's
right.
Tied.
That's what people think. They never officially confirmed
Right,
this.
it's a theory.
Exactly.
It's a
Yeah,
theory.
it's a
And
theory.
the fact that they kind of officially never confirmed this, even years after this.
Is even better, I think.
Oh no, I think it makes it like a fan theory, not official, is what I was gonna say.
Oh, really? I like the fact that it's not clear.
Because like it was more clearly inspired by the fairy tale of the Cowherd and the Weaver Girl.
Oh.
No, you guys
You know what I
didn't know?
remember? No.
Oh,
I might have missed that.
I don't think many people do, to be completely honest.
I don't know. Maybe it's a Korean thing because the Korean title
It's
is
a
called
Korean thing.
The Korean title is called July 7th, which is a very clear
Yeah,
reference
yeah.
to that fairy tale. Or
See,
folk tale.
Oh.
We have no clue, dude.
Damn,
on the
even the
side.
lyrics, music video, everything
I
was
might
like-
have heard it.
Yeah.
I might have heard that theory
You
before.
know what else was discussed during the time? I remember something that was really funny was at the end of this music video. It was Wendy's lack of eyebrows towards the end of the song. I remember people talking about that for like a week. You don't remember? If you look at this music video 350, there's a close-up shot of Wendy. And I remember like jokingly people said she has no eyebrows. And I remember people talking about this for like a week.
Damn.
It was one of the memes at the time. Overall, beautiful music video. I get that for some people this ain't their vibe, but I thought it's a beautiful track, beautiful music video. It's great, right?
It's a Velvet. I think out of all their slower songs, this was the song where I felt like, oh yes, I definitely see their vocal strengths. Because they had everybody had a singing part. There's no rap. There's no like slower sing rap section that you could assign a rapper, I guess, or someone who typically raps. This felt like very straightforward, like vocal heavy. And I don't know. I think it just sounds really, really nice.
It's also one of those songs for me where like I have come back to it a lot. As in like this.
Yeah.
This was also one of those songs where like I was not initially interested in this at all because this was before I was listening to K-pop regularly. And at some point, again, I was at Doug's apartment. He was showing me this thing, and he kept replaying that section where, like, in the music video, I forget who, one of the members is sitting in the chair, and they pull the chair out while the camera is
It was
moving.
the Joy chair
Joy.
segment. I thought
Yes.
that was amazing.
You showed me that like 10 times, so like this stuck with me as the Joy chair segment song. But
dude.
then the song was good too, so I kept coming back to it, and I think the chorus where the key changes, the chord progression changes, and then they go into that part. I don't know.
Yes.
Great part.
Let's keep going. Warren, read off the scores for Russian Roulette.
Russian Roulette. Doug gave it an 8. Anita gave it a 9. I gave it an 8. And the Nation gave it a 8.61, giving it the final average score of 8.40.
This is one of the classic Red Velvet songs, I think, for sure. Just a lot of fun, this one, for sure.
Yeah.
Like the music video, honestly, for this one wasn't even like anything really crazy at all. But it was just like it's just like a fun, upbeat song. It's just like it's great.
I felt like it was a
fun.
oh, sorry, what's up?
Oh no, just talking about the dance. The dance was fun.
Song wise, I thought it was like a good, again, we're continuing the trend of like providing a good alternative to like bubblegum girl group music. It really feels like if you have never listened to any of the Red Velvet songs for whatever fucking reason, I would start with Russian Roulette.
I agree.
This is a great
It's a
intro.
good mix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
I kind of want to give a different score. Am I allowed to?
Whoa.
oh, what are you
I
doing?
really want to give one of these nights an 8, and I want to give Russian Roulette a 9.
Oh,
Really want to.
Am I changing minds today?
No, I'm thinking about like relative because I put these in blind so I couldn't see them all next to each other.
Okay.
I'm now comparing some of these to each other. Like, gonna do it. That means one of these nights is a 7.52. Russian Roulette's an 8.65. That's a big score.
Okay.
That's a big score.
Change of heart.
okay.
This is like one of the quintessential Red Velvet songs. As Warren said, it sums up
is.
them really perfectly.
Yeah. I didn't.
Very simple music video too. I remember they had like that cartoon, and they were like halfway killing each other, sort of like one of those old timey
Yeah.
cartoons as well. It was just a good time. Let's get to the most polarizing song on this list. It's Rookie, right?
Oh.
Right.
Boom.
Go.
I gave it a 5.
Warren.
Nina gave it a 6. Warren gave it a 9. Nation gave it a 6.13. Average score 6.58.
Well, I'm really curious, Warren. What compels you?
It's a good song.
Why does it compel you?
What do you mean? It's a,
This is your number.
More,
This is your
more.
favorite song so far that we've discussed.
Yeah.
This is the best song of the ones we've talked about so far.
I guess it is. Yeah. No. Yeah. I guess I never looked at it that way. But yeah, between the songs we talked about so far, Rookie's my favorite. Okay. I have to admit, I don't think it's for everybody. Yeah? I don't think it's for everybody. I
Correct.
think this is, in fact, the song where they took the risk the most. And you ended up with a song where it is the least clean for all of the Red Velvet songs, I think. If you look at their 20-song career-ish, this particularly feels like it was like purposefully left a little unorganized, a little untidy, and I think that gives it a little character, you know. I love the funky groove, the little added, and we're live, produced by the colleagues. There are little random bits thrown in which we don't get in K-pop, and I really love that. Now, the fucking chorus is absurd.
Yeah.
I agree, and I don't think it's for everybody. But if it works for you,
it's
I
for
think
you.
it works the hell out of hell. I think it works really well for you. You know what I mean? It is one of those choruses that repeat the hell out of each other, but it makes a lot of sense. Does it? I don't know. Whatever. I fucking like it. What do you want me to do about it? There you go.
Bro, I can't. I still don't like this. I like a lot of the connecting parts of this song. I don't like
Yeah,
the chorus
yeah.
still. Like,
I think for me, the chorus. See, when I was re-listening to this, I was like, I think I like this. And then when the chorus hit, it was actually the delivery of it was higher than I remembered. Like
Yeah.
the Ricky part, yeah, was actually higher than I remember. And I was like, oh, maybe that's why I felt it was a little, not necessarily jarring, but it felt a little like, oh, this is a little interesting. And of course, yeah, the repetition of it.
mine is crazy, dude. Wow.
Hey, but if it works for you, it works for you.
I think it's a good song. What do you want me to do?
All right. Next we have probably their most favorite song, "Red Flavor" by Gammat. I think it's the most well-known song.
All right, Anita, go.
Boom.
Read the scores.
Yes. Big scores. Doug gave it a 9. I gave it a 9. Warren gave it a 7. The Nation gave it an 8.71. So it's an average of 8.43.
That's a good score. Yeah. Now I'm gonna have to
I think
define
this-
myself, aren't I?
Yeah,
Yes.
this is one of the quintessential Red Velvet songs. It's an amazing song, one of the most memorable choruses of all time. You know, with choreography. It's a great song. How is it a fruit theme? You remember that? The fruit
Yeah.
theme?
Interview
It was
them.
great.
Yeah. Interview the fruits.
How is this a 7, Warren, and not higher? How is this a 7?
So it's a 7 because it's a really good song. Like I would recommend this to people.
But you don't think it was year defining?
I mean, don't get me wrong. I think it was very popular that year, but like, did I think it was one of the best songs that dropped in 2017? I don't think so. Really,
No?
like,
Okay.
I think if I have to be completely honest with myself and look at the entirety of Red Velvet's discography, this one feels the most bland. And I'm not saying it's bland. I'm just saying it's a little. It's missing that Red Velvet spice to it. You know, it's still great. It still bangs. It still has a spicy chorus. Don't get me wrong. That is stuck in my head. I still love the song. I just think it's a little more safe compared to the other Red Velvet tracks, and it's aged a little less over the years, especially with some of the samples that are present in the song. I don't know. I think it's a fun summer track. It's just, I don't know, a little less standout in the rest of their career, I think.
Yeah, so for reference, the other notable songs of 2017 were Coco Pop from EXO, IU Through the Night, Twice Signal, BTS Spring Day, and EXO Power, and 101 Energetic. Those were like the big songs that year. I think it's up there with those. Yeah, I don't know. Seven seems low to me, right? It feels like
Seven's a good number. I think the song.
I thought I was gonna be low.
But this is a generational song here. This is a legendary song, I think.
All right.
That being said, 8.71 average from 60 people is crazy. That's a high score. Wow. The nation. It is. So 8.43 average is tied with Dum Dum right now. That's interesting. I don't know. Just saw that. Next we got Peekaboo.
All right. Let's talk about Peekaboo. Peekaboo. Doug gave it a 10. Anita gave it a 7. Warren here, I give it a 7. And the nation gave it a 8.53. And the average score comes down to 8.13. Bro.
I mean,
Doug?
It's my favorite Red Velvet song. Straight up.
Really?
Yeah, it's always been. It's always been.
You would consider this the contender for the top 10, top 5 songs all time, whatever list.
Yeah, for me, yeah.
Damn.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Damn.
Like no question. This thing.
I thought it was fun.
This thing.
Yeah.
Peekaboo. Oh.
The concept thing was fun. The rainbow dresses were iconic. And it was a summer release too, I believe. So the scary vibe was very nice.
It had the California horror movie vibe in that ranch style house.
It was fun.
Remember.
I think it dropped in November, Anita, for 2017.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Never mind.
But
I think the reason. Oh, go ahead.
No. Yeah, keep going.
I was just gonna say the reason why maybe I didn't give it a higher score, in my opinion. I think we mentioned this. They started to do like a repetition of a word, right? And to me, I feel like it was Peekaboo here, where that was like the main thing. And the beat is interesting. I won't deny that. But it felt almost like very repetitive. Like throughout the whole, you hear it almost throughout the whole song, I want to say. So it feels very like, to me, one level a bit. Which is not bad because it's interesting. But I kind of thought it could have had a little bit more.
Let me pull the curtain back a little bit. Let's talk about Bergamot real quick. 17 8s. 9. There's 11 9s and 28 10s.
Wow.
For Bergamot.
Oh.
28 out of 65 people who voted for Red Flavor gave it a 10.
Wait, sorry, Red Flavor, not Peekaboo?
I'm going to go to Peekaboo next. That's why I'm giving you context here.
Okay. Yeah.
Peekaboo, 66 people voted. 10 people gave it an 8. 22 gave it a 9. 21 gave it a 10. 1/3 of the people gave it a 10.
Wow.
I saw those numbers and I was surprised. Yeah.
We love that peak. You know, the reality of this is, I was thinking about all the Red Velvet songs. I'm not going to give any super spoilers. I'm giving out multiple 10s. I was thinking about these Red Velvet tracks. They've released so many good tracks. It's insane.
Yeah.
And I've always said,
discography.
You could quote me on this, out of Twice, Blackpink, and Red Velvet has by far the best discography. I've always felt that.
All right.
All of us have said that the entire podcast. We definitely
agree. I agree with that statement.
Yes.
Yeah, but people at home might not. I know you guys. I'm not saying it for you.
Okay.
I'm saying it for the people at home.
For the people.
For you.
Agree.
For
okay.
the people.
Fine. Yeah. To Anita's point, going back to what she was saying, you mentioned that the rhythm gets a little repetitive, and there is this key motif of the kick snare, the pump cut pump pump. That is the entire track, and at a certain point, it loses its replayability value a little bit for me for the same reason. But the texture is pretty cool. I love how minimal it is. The pluck synth is really standing out, and the members like really bring their full vocal capabilities to the group here. And this was also where like they started straying pretty far from the Red and the Velvet concepting, and people are saying it's both the Red and Velvet at the same time. I kind of agree. Because it's very upbeat, it's got a high energy, but at the same time it's very reserved, and it is, for the most part, like it really showcases how each member sounds very differently. Like Yeri and Irene are great, but if I think about Red Velvet, I'm thinking about this core trio of Sugi, Joy, and fucking Wendy, this trio powerhouse of a fucking vocal, trio, and they do really well on this track. They just do really well. The way the lines are delivered, the top lines, I thought it was really cool. I don't know. So I think it has a couple weaknesses, but also has a lot of great strengths. It was definitely really fun to kind of come back to this song for the last time.
Let's get to the last song, Bad Boy. Y'all are gonna have to see this score. I pre-saw the score. Holy shit.
Okay. All right. Bad Boy. Doug gave it a 10. Anita gave it a 10. Oren gave it a 10. Nation gave it a 9.11. The average comes down to a 9.78.
Holy
what can
shit,
you say?
Damn.
So
it's a good song.
66 people voted. 13 gave it a 9. 38 gave it a 10.
Damn.
About 2/3 of voters gave this a 10.
Can't deny it.
I think it's a perfect song.
This is an
It's
amazing
a really
track.
great song.
It's a really good fucking song. Maybe spoiler alert, but people were saying Psycho is like an upgraded Bad Boy. I don't know. I like Bad Boy way more
I
than
disagree.
Psycho. Yeah.
I like Psycho.
I like Psycho
More
too.
than Bad Boy?
I like Psycho
More than
too.
Bad Boy, Doug?
But I think Bad Boy is really good. This is what I'm saying. I love the minimal trap based R&B rhythms. I love the vocals. I love how ethereal it gets in the bridge, and then how rhythmatic it gets.
Oh, yeah.
And the chorus and the stacks sound perfect. Man, I don't. Yeah. This is
What an
song.
amazing track. We gave it triple tens. This Nation gave it a 9, which is, think about getting 66 people to agree to give a song a 9, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ends up with a 9.78. I don't think we'll ever top that score.
Almost.
I
a
really don't
perfect
think. It's
score,
almost
yeah.
impossible to top that. That's crazy.
I think
The majority of people agree this is a masterpiece, more or less.
yes.
Yeah.
I think Bad Boy was Red Velvet's best song. I don't want to say they peaked here, but this was their best song for me.
I could see that, honestly.
Yeah.
I think that's a fair argument. Let me drag up the chart from the abyss because I was trying to hide it from you guys. So it was at like cell 100 down here.
Some
Okay,
stats.
here we go.
Okay.
Some
Here we go.
graphs.
Here's the
Alright.
chart now of all the Soju scores.
Okay.
Look at this nice upward trend line we got going, right?
That's pretty good.
This first half of the career, it definitely built, right? Happiness at a 5.78, Automatic 7.21, Ice Cream Cake 6.66, Dum Dum 8.43, One of These Nights a 7.52, Russian Roulette 8.65, Rookie 6.58, Balgamat at a 8.43, Peekaboo at an 8.13, Bad Boy with a 9.79.
That's mad.
They have
mad.
5 songs. Half of the songs are over an 8. That's
Good.
crazy.
That checks out for me.
Rookie
That's crazy.
needs a higher score. It is not
Yeah, it's good.
6.58.
I think
That's
it's
a 6
okay.
point.
I think
It's okay. It's
I
okay
think
there.
it's where it's yeah.
All right. I think the songs that Red Velvet put out are good. I think it's easy to say the songs here are universally beloved. But what about their next 10 songs? Hey, we had
Yeah.
hit singles like Power Up, RBB, Zimzalabim, Oompa Oompa, Psycho, and then they had a long hiatus, and then they did the Queendom, Feel My Rhythm, Birthday, Cosmic, and Chill Kill. So hey, if you have strong or not so strong feelings about the 10 songs I just mentioned, starting with Power Up and to Chill Kill, come check out the Discord. Leave your emojis, vote for the ratings. I know that, I'm not gonna lie, I don't like some of these songs that I just mentioned. Like,
Yeah, I think this next one's gonna be more of a mixed bag. To be fair.
yeah,
We shall see.
like that RBB Zimzalabim back-to-back joint. People were very divisive on it, in a bit of a different mood than Rookie. I don't know. You tell me how you feel. You know?
Hey, but this was a masterful first 10 tracks.
It truly was.
We have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 6 tracks that would have ended up in Hall of Spice based on our metric, and Automatic just missed it. That's 6 out of the 10. 60% would have been Hall of Spice worthy, which is insane.
Their music
And we have a
just too fucking good.
9.79, which is I think that's gonna be the highest score we'll ever give out on this show.
Their music is just that good. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This has been SojuTalk, your weekly shot of K-pop with episode 324. If you were just here for the Red Velvet part, check out the rest of the podcast. If you were here for the whole thing, thank you. And go score some Red Velvet Part 2 songs on the Discord.
Yes.
We'll see you guys then, everyone. Bye.
Bye-bye.
And here's an extra special shout out to all of our Fiesta Patreons on patreon.com. Bagel, Charles, Cotton Ball, Ellie, Gogu Mama, Honey Pools, Incoming Snail, Liam's Games and Toys, Natalie, NJ Parks, South Texas Once, Sue Sumi. And thank you for joining SojuTalk, your weekly shot of K-pop. Thank you, really.